should you file bankruptcy immediately if you voluntarily turned in your car, gave up your house or allowed it to be foreclosed, or otherwise broke a lease or incurred some sort of a debt? Hi, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm an Atlanta area personal bankruptcy attorney. And this question was posed to me the other day by a gentleman who had broken a lease for a commercial space. And his question was, should I just go ahead and file bankruptcy? I know there's going to be a problem. I'm going to get sued. And I've also had this question asked me by people who turned their car in voluntarily because they couldn't afford it, or someone who did a deed in lieu of foreclosure, or who did not contest a foreclosure. Basically, I would say don't file bankruptcy right away. Wait and see what happens, at least for a little bit, because there have been plenty of situations where even though you owe a bunch of money, or theoretically owe a bunch of money, nothing happens either right away or at all. In the case of real estate, if it's your home, the lender has to file something called a certification of deficiency within 30 days of the foreclosure. If they don't, they're not allowed to come after you. By the way, that law, that could be changing. That's a story for a different day. But at least for right now, a mortgage lender has to certify deficiency. But I've seen plenty of situations where lenders do not come after borrowers. It's simply not worth their while. They don't think there's enough money to recover. Car lenders typically a little more aggressive. But again, until something actually happens, I would not file bankruptcy. However, what I would do is I would speak to a bankruptcy lawyer sooner rather than later, because you want to engage in what I would call pre-bankruptcy planning, because it very well may be that you're going to have to file bankruptcy, and if you do, you want to be ready. And so some of the things I would tell people would be, in that situation, is if you think you're going to possibly need to file bankruptcy in the next 6 months or a year, don't use any credit cards. You don't want to have any bad faith allegations that you use credit cards knowing you were likely going to file bankruptcy. Don't take out any personal loans. Again, the same concept. Avoid buying a car, making any kind of big purchases, because like I said, if you're filing bankruptcy, it can be a little awkward and difficult if you want to try to reaffirm on a car that you purchased just a month ago. Understand that if you have any assets or obtain any assets that are over the exemption limit, and exemptions are what you can shelter in a bankruptcy, those could be at risk in a bankruptcy. So I've seen situations where people have their parents change the will. So either assets or funds are put into trust or given to other siblings. Again, if bankruptcy is a likely possibility, that's something that a relative could do that is perfectly legitimate as part of pre-bankruptcy planning. For the most part, again, you never want to say absolute, but again, I've seen situations where people put money into a trust and it does protect things from the bankruptcy filing. Understand if you take a new job and you're making more money, then that could put you at risk. Because even if the lender says, we're just going to let this go, but then they hear you just landed a job, you're making $100,000 a year, all of a sudden they may develop some interest in pursuing a claim against you. Just because they tell you they're not going to come after you, then it doesn't mean that they're not going to come after you. They have, until the statute of limitations runs, they have the right to do so no matter what they tell you verbally. In law school, we have a saying that a verbal contract is worth the paper it's written on, and that basically means that people can promise you the moon, but if they have legal obligation or legal right to do something, you have to assume they're going to take that. They're going to do that. So you have to make a decision ultimately. Does it make sense to file bankruptcy and have the certainty to know that these creditors are forever taken care of? You're not going to have to owe anybody any money. It's all done and over with. You can move on and rebuild your credit. Or do you assume that since nothing happened the first 2 or 3 months, it's likely nothing is going to happen going on? And do you hold your breath for 4 or 6 years until all the statutes of limitation run out? That's a judgment call, but that's something that you and an attorney, your bankruptcy attorney, can really discuss and make an informed decision about it. So bottom line is that if you think that bankruptcy may be an option, the best advice I can give you is talk to a lawyer sooner rather than later, so you know what you're dealing with, and either you eliminate it as a possibility, you keep it as a possibility, but you know what it looks like and you know what the implications are. Hope you found this helpful. Again, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, like it on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, like that, if you could. If you have not already done so, I have a website at atlanta-bankruptcy.com, www.atlanta-bankruptcy.com. And I have something there called a Debt Destroyer Survival Kit. A lot of useful information about the bankruptcy process in the Atlanta area and how to take advantage of the laws to your best benefit. I think you'll find that very, very helpful. If I can help you personally, answer any questions for you, my office number is 770-393-4985. Again, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg, Atlanta area personal bankruptcy attorney. I wish you the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan, and I hope you found this video helpful. I'd like to invite you to download my free Debt Destroyer Survival Kit right now. I've packed my survival kit with answers to the questions I've heard from clients for over 25 years here in the Atlanta area. Inside the survival kit, you'll find clear, easy to understand answers to critical topics about how to solve debt problems once and for all, including how do I protect my stuff, my house, car, and personal property if I file for bankruptcy? Are there any legitimate alternatives to bankruptcy? Will I ever get credit again, and if so, when? What mistakes must I avoid to get the most benefit out of bankruptcy? You can claim your copy right now by visiting my atlanta-bankruptcy.com website. And you are always welcome to use the email form on my website to ask me anything about debt and personal bankruptcy in Atlanta. www.atlanta-bankruptcy.com. And as always, I wish you the best.